to the agenda. I'd like to make a change. They've got me in there talking about something that I can't deal with right now in
What is advertising budget?
advertising budget, so I would just put it off until it comes back up.
We weren't sure exactly what you wanted on that anyway, so maybe we
Yeah.
can talk about that and then have it ready.
You just want to
Yeah,
push
we
it to
can-
the next
yeah.
meeting?
So we'll table.
Well, let's just table it, period, and we'll do it.
All
All
right.
right.
It's,
Okay.
and, okay, if that's the only changes, the approval, if there's no corrections,
I'll motion with that change.
okay. Okay, then the agenda's the way it is, and if no one objects to the minutes of last meeting,
No, sir.
then they're the way it is.
I'll motion as such.
Is there any public comments? You're not public.
Hmm.
You are almost.
I'll motion approval of the minutes.
Okay. Then, financial statement,
Okay,
that would be,
that would be me, yeah. Last time you said you didn't want me to go over every single number.
no, I've looked at it, everybody here,
I'll just give an
has got a
overview.
copy.
Yeah, I'll just give an overview.
and we've all looked at it, so an overview would be perfect.
It was a good month. All volumes were over budget. Our ER was popping, our inpatient was going, we had swing beds. And the reason we still have a slight loss on the income statement is because I jumped up the contractual percentage by 2, which is a hit of about 250,000 in anticipation of maybe getting cut. Until we really know for sure, I'm going to be very conservative on the contractual part of it. And and then we could always true it up later. But right now, we got to be conservative.
Yeah, everything looks good on there. I mean,
But our expenses are up. We had a lot of overtime in the pharmacy. And we paid Cardinal about $588,000 last year. And we had 716. So a lot of the pharmaceuticals that we purchased are not yet reflected in the revenue part of it. Because we bought it towards the end of the month and the revenue is not realized yet. And we don't accrue it. We go basically cash basis almost on that. So what we're trying to look at, Amy and I are looking at now is if we bill $1 in the pharmacy, how much are we getting paid? And they aren't even giving that report yet.
there, you have a numbers way of looking at it. I have sort of I don't know if it's common sense. Used to, I would drive past there, there'd be 3 or 4 employees' cars. And we have doubled the amount of prescriptions. We went from 400 to 800 close, roughly. And there's about 10 or 11 cars there.
I know there's more employee cars.
So
than there's customers.
So that tells me we've only doubled our amount of prescriptions, but we've almost tripled our employees.
I think we've almost tripled our.
Yeah.
Yeah,
prescription.
we went from 3,200 to about 8,000. So
Right,
it's
so
2.5
it
times.
tells me we're not doing as good as we could because we got a lot more expenses and we've only doubled.
I agree. We need to
Does
get
that-
efficient. It's true. You're right. If you're adding people, you need to get into the new building. I think we get a lot more efficient process.
We'll balance out and we will be ahead. So we're doing good, but it don't look like it.
No, but there's less patients because they're texting them when they're ready. Instead of them waiting out in the sun like that, they're saying, hey, your prescription is ready. Come and pick it up. As opposed to them waiting in line for 2 hours, wherever,
Yeah.
100-degree heat.
Now you're juggling and everybody that's involved with it's working. But I have a different way of looking at it than you do. But
I noticed that too. We got a lot of employee cars there.
we're both
Yes.
generally,
And we don't know how many we're going to lose from this new pharmacy. As of yet, we are still projecting, we're still trending towards almost 8,000 this month. So we are not losing that much unless there's just more. We're losing some gains, so maybe it's an offset. I don't know. That's what you can figure out from SUDA. But we are still.
There's also some new hire training going on,
Right.
which is
I
contributing. to
I know,
those
like I said, it's gonna balance out.
Yeah.
But right now, we're not.
It's not looking.
And that's why the salaries and wages are over budget. We've got some OT, we
That's-
got some
I know.
training.
That's why,
So we're paying 2 people to do the same job right now, a lot.
that's why the expenses, I saw that, I know.
Okay. But other than that, the expenses are pretty good. Our contract laborers pretty close to budget. We're a little bit higher in the nursing, I think, Mark. We have some open positions there, so we need to fill those. And we also have training there too, right?
Yeah, we do. The orientation for nursing is pretty much putting an extra body on every shift that we have, because we have 3 new grad orientations going up.
Good.
And, you know, when you speak with Dr. Hall, and the orientation process needs to be very methodical. So we're working through some of that. There's going to be some in-classroom time for the orientees, as well as just making sure that they're comfortable before we cut them loose and, you know, be their own nurse.
And Mark is setting up, what do you call them, skills labs? What do you call them?
Yeah, some skills lab training, so we can actually have hands-on training with different pieces of equipment.
Good.
If you open up a chest tube tray and you're a first-time nurse, you could be pretty overwhelmed with how to set that up and what to do with the trocar, and what to do with the water seal vacuum system, and all kinds of things that you have to have some kind of exposure before you get into the situation where you have to react, deploy that. Yeah.
Okay.
But
But
one question on marketing, that's always been a volunteer position. That hasn't changed, has it? Okay, cool.
The budget is zero.
Thank you,
That's
thank
great.
you.
Like a good guy, absolutely.
The other thing that I point out, our depreciation is below budget because we haven't brought in the $4 million generator yet. As soon as that hits, it'll go up.
We're just waiting for that to be officially signed off.
Yeah, we still got a couple invoices that we're waiting for from Bob. I'll talk to him today. I mean, we probably will bring it in August because we're using it. That's really the criteria for determining whether you're using it. Is it done? And we are, and it is.
This change order, the one that sends that electricity out to maintenance, has to be done before they can sign off on that project.
And they're going to shut off electricity here because we're getting some bad electricity, which affects our coolers. So they're going to change. What did they say they're going to change it? Bob said they're changing.
Get a new transformer somewhere
Yeah.
on Birch and Laurel right here. The transformer is actually going to get replaced by Edison, which should completely be.
It'll upgrade the quality.
It'll
of our
make it more
electricity.
consistent.
Right.
They're having fluctuations that are taking down. the
Can I tell you a quick story? It's real quick. The tire shop guy, Frank Tire Shop up
Yeah,
there,
right next to you.
he had
Oh,
a transformer on the same. Once a year, his air compressor would go out. Every year it would go up. Finally, he got an electrician and said, "Hey, you got a bad transformer up there. It's causing the thing to burn up."
Right.
They replaced the damn transformer and it was like 20 years and it never went out again.
good.
So they get bad transformers.
Bob has to come at 2:00 in the morning to reset it.
Yeah,
So knows how to do it. So that's going to stop him having to do
Yeah.
that, hopefully.
It's weird that you think electricity is the same. When it shocks me the same.
Shocking.
And then our investment income is a little bit below budget because we are reconciling with what we had last year. We're trying to get the statements and we're going to reconcile it. That's just an estimate,
It looks like interest rates will go down
right?
and
We are actually reevaluating that's for the pension plan.
Yeah.
We have a meeting next week with the, what do they call it, Trisend? Trisend, and then they want to either keep the same stocks and all that, what we're investing in, or change it. So,
we might do the same thing you learned to do with ours,
right.
you know.
But we are restricted on what we can invest ours in
Yeah.
late. I mean, we're in late, that's the best one, really. Well, safest in,
Basic.
yeah, we can't get too risky. We don't want any risk. We don't want a chance of losing it. So we'll take our 5% and be happy.
That is so awesome.
You guys have any questions on it? The year to date in the month is the same because it's the first month of the year, so that's makes things a little easier. Any questions on any of this stuff?
Nope, it's good to me, right?
Perfect as always.
And then, okay, we've got, like I said before, all of our volumes were above budget. The only one that wasn't was the clinic. And we're looking for a position there and we're not making much progress. Getting people right now.
It's always been a challenge.
We need them. That'll help us because right now we can't even take new patients, really, very many of these. It's tough. and we aren't gonna grow without the patients. So we need a family practice doctor in there. And Greg's looking for one, doing a good job trying to find it. We were just talking about it yesterday. We are still paying these guys monthly. We may switch to a percentage of salary. That way it gives them a little more incentive, because right now, really no incentive for them to find somebody. They're getting paid every month, whether or not they really get paid more by not finding somebody, because it keeps on going.
Yeah.
So we need to look at that, I think.
Is there any possibility that they'll be changing to where one doctor can use more assistance to where can help?
We're gonna bring in another, she was just, Miranda was just talking about that yesterday. She's bringing in who was it?
It's a student that
Student.
she has. She's had a couple of other students, but this particular one that's in her NP program for like the clinical part, the end of it, she actually lives locally. And so she's local ties to the community, and we're just hoping that she'll stay on after she gets licensed.
And we're looking for a mid-level also.
You have a resume to, you
We
can
do.
resume to position.
For a position, okay,
Yeah,
through what? What did
it's, the guy we've been working with, but he sent me something, I just forwarded it to you.
Greg, okay, Greg got it. Did you look at that, Greg?
I just barely started looking at the email. I was seeing some patients earlier. So, yeah, any kind of resource would be good. So this is a guy who has like 23, 24 years of experience. He's up in the Sacramento area. So, see what that holds out with.
Okay, thank you. If you want to look at the 13-month stats, we kind of went over that, and you can see the trends. The ER is doing great, and we just keeps growing, and that's a good thing. And if we're looking to add a nurse there, but Ross asked us for a pro forma on if we add a nurse, how is that going to affect our volumes? And I think Mark and I talked about it. We just need to kind of quantify the number of patients we'll be able to see, and if we will, because it's going to cost us probably a couple of $1,000 to add a person there.
Right now, the August has kind of diminished a little
Yeah,
bit.
we're low.
but
We're low.
July was at 24, and we never increased the staffing back there. We were lucky we had students back there to kind of mitigate some of that, the overage, but it's a big workload on the staff, especially since we have people sitting in beds longer periods of time. That requires staff to take care of those people. If the transferability was better and we could get them out, it wouldn't be so bad, but you have lengths of stay in the 180-minute range, which is, a long period of time. So,
And they said it's improving. The transfers they're starting to accept them a little more easily.
yeah, that,
Hopefully that'll continue. See,
I hope so.
because that has a bearing on how long they stay here, of course. And it'll cut down our left without being seen too, hopefully, or against medical AMAs too. That's the other thing. Those are up a little bit because, like you said, the volumes were up, and it's a point of contention with this right now. We were trying to figure that part out. But
Same dance we've always performed.
Right.
It just jumps levels every
and I don't want them to change the way they document things so it doesn't come out that way, but that's kind of what's happening a little bit. If you document a certain way, it's not AMA, it's just.
And as we discussed in other meetings, you got to be able to cover lunches, you got to be able to cover the breaks, you got to be able to float them.
And that's what we're looking at too. That's a tough part. Covering the
You have to
break.
provide care. It's just that simple.
We are monitoring the lunch breaks now, and we get a report from finance every week.
Every paper.
Every pay period. So we're looking at that very closely, and people who aren't, we're getting with them, and that's part of the lawsuit that we have right now.
That's correct.
And
They
we
gotta do it.
need to stop that. So we're looking at that very closely now.
Yeah, we got to stand up and a stupid little shit like that.
Oh, I know. I agree. That's the stuff that we get in trouble for.
They
Yeah.
can
It's a little
complain
stuff.
they're not being allowed to take breaks.
Right.
And it turns around to bites in the butt, whether they choose to voluntarily do it.
Right. If there's an opportunity for them to take it, sometimes they don't want to take it too early in their shift or
Yeah.
whatever other, I don't know, they got a bunch of excuses, I guess. But we were looking at it.
Quick short story.
Yes.
I was working night shift as a house supervisor, and the nurse that was on the ER did not see a patient all night long, did not sign in a patient the entire, this is back in early 2000. And wanted me to sign me on duty because I didn't officially come back to give her a break. And I thought, You sat here and read magazines all night long.
But she didn't get a break. She was on the clock.
Apparently she was. So
I've had a lot of those.
those kinds of things it kills us sometimes. So, and now with current California labor laws, imposing certain other things for, if you do a meal on duty, it's a 1 hour replacement, not a 30-minute replacement.
Yep.
Which is tightening. We're trying to tighten that up.
If you look at the 13-month, if you look at we're talking about retail pharmacy scripts, 39.89 in July 24 and 77.99. So
So it's double.
double. Okay, local vendors on page 20.
You need to plug in.
I don't know what's going on with it, but go ahead.
All right.
But don't-
The local vendors on page 20, about the same as always.
Yep. No.
So it's all current.
Okay.
That's what we try to pay the local vendors first because they need a lot more than the other big guys do. And then this is the contracts. You have any questions on that?
Nope.
Page
Everything looks fine.
21. We're cool. All right. And then we got the capital budget request form. Next, you lift, this is from the SNP.
Yeah.
So that's a lift the patients.
Yeah.
And we,
It's a body. We have some that are in place that are where they're up, they're down, having service done more than they're up. So
all right.
Sally's trying to
We have one
replace it.
that's down completely, and she said the other one like is intermittently down, but
Right.
she is requesting two.
Yeah.
The 14,000 is for two.
Yeah, they're 70.
Is there,
100.
is there anything on here we don't want to send to commit?
I have no issue with that at all.
Okay,
And we probably will buy one this month, one next month. Spread it out a little bit.
Whatever we gotta do to give service.
If we don't
can
have
have
one
a
of our
big
places gonna get hurt before, right?
Yeah, we don't want strains and back pain
Well, that's it.
from staff,
right, right.
And we lose employees.
picking patients up.
It'll cost us more than.
Well, exactly. That's exactly it. Okay. You know, this one is I don't know if you want to talk about Dr. Finstad's here contract. That's on page.
Some of the position contracts were expiring, and so Tim was trying to get them caught up before he left. This is for Dr. Finstead for his medical directorship, basically the chief of staff, critical access hospital one. There's no changes in the rates. Rates are the same. It's just new dates for him.
That's what I thought it was saying. So
Yeah, so okay with
so
that.
that one goes to consent also?
Mhm.
Okay.
Then the next one is over. So this is for Dr. Swan. And the change that he made to this one was for the patient rate, I believe it was 57. And she hasn't received an increase in quite some time. Maybe 5-ish years, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's been a really long time. And so the per patient visit went from 57 to 65, but that was the only change in this agreement. She takes care of the SNP residents.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
awesome. She is.
Sure. She is also trying to help us develop the wound care food project. She and Dr. Gross are working on that. She's kind of the point person for that. So that'll help us to bring in more swing patients. Hopefully, that'll give us an opportunity to bring in swing patients and outpatients.
And outpatient.
So
So that one did.
so
have
that
an
was
increase.
good for consent.
Yes, all
So
right. That's the next one.
And then the last one is for Dr. Mongard for her medical directorship for the clinic. And again, it's the same thing, same terms, same type of agreement, just a new dates, new date range. No increase.
she's awesome too. That one should go to consent.
Absolutely.
Yes, okay. I'm out of there.
I think that's it.
Okay, we're adjourned.
It was quick.
You were quick.
19 minutes.
Well, he's got control right now. He's got both hands full, I think. Yeah, he does.